This is News Today with me, Zach Totia Masherman. A Muslim prelate of the Liberian community in Minnesota, the USA says foul play cannot be ruled out of the fire incident last week, which took the lives of 26 students, 2 instructors at a Quranic bordering school in Monroeville. Speaking over the weekend when he offered prayer on behalf of the Muslim community at a joint prayer service for the victims organized by the Organization of Liberians in Minnesota, Imam Mohammed Dukli recalled a long-standing dispute over the land on which the facility was built and the attempted arson attack of the facility, among others. He used the occasion to call on the government of Liberia to thoroughly investigate the situation and bring to justice anyone linked to the tragic incident. Imam Dukli, however, admonished members of the Muslim community to remain steadfast and avoid situations that could lead to retaliation.
There is no way anybody can tell me our homes in Liberia, they are not like these walls here. They are concrete structures. Fire will not just engulf the building and burn like that in no time. There must have been something spread around, combustible stuff, maybe gas light or something like that. But it needs to be investigated. We might not know, the parents might not know, maybe the government might not ever be able to really bring this up, but God the Almighty will bring the perpetrators to light. This particular property, the reason why we are doubting that it was what they call number 1, it has no LEC connections. Number 2, the community light that is attached to those structures over there 2 days prior to the incident, they did not have light at all. They didn't have light at all. And number 3, this particular place had been attacked twice. There was a gas bomb set before, but alhamdulillah it did not explode. Number 4, the property is disputed property. Some people say they own the place. So these are all factors that must be looked at. So we are saying this, that government Liberia must do something. And also we're going to engage our congressional leaders here to talk to them, even if it's a statement that they can make. And push for investigation. Because this is tragic, not for today. They are already gone. We are exercising restraint in the face of this. But what happens if this continues to happen next time, the other time? It will go on and on. Lastly, I'd like to appeal to all the Muslims and all those Christian friends that are associated with those families that lost their kids, for us to be patient in the face of this, because one of the worst things that any one of us want to see is for anybody to retaliate. This is not the time.
Also speaking when in offer prayer on behalf of the Christian community, Pastor Alexander Collins praised the show of sympathy and concerns by Liberians from across the world during the incident. Pastor Collins said the situation is not just a loss of the Muslim or Christian communities, but to Liberia as a nation. He expressed hope that Liberians will continue to put unity above religious or other affiliations.
It is a challenging moment. When I saw those pictures, when I saw what happened, I was deeply wounded. Thought about my daughter. So when you do not know what to do, what you do is you trust God. You allow Him to make the final decision. Truth pressed to the ground will rise. Nothing can be hidden. Whoever behind this, it is going to come out. But we must find every reason to remain united. We must find every reason to hold together. And I stand here, and whatever petition you decide to sign, whatever you decide to do, I will be a part of that. Because it's not a Muslim fight, it's not a Christian fight. It's a humanity fight. We need to send a message that says this is unacceptable. So let's not limit ourselves by making this a Muslim or Christian fight. I think we'll take away from the equation when we do that. Let's make it about them. Let's send a message that says this is unacceptable in the new Liberia. One of those kids could be the next doctor, as my brother said. They could be the next person to fix our road. You know that you just took on 28 lives and 28 destiny from our country? 28 destiny. So you subtracted from our strength. We cannot celebrate that. We can even take side on the destiny. So you subtracted from our strength. We cannot celebrate that. We can even take side on this. Subtracted from our strength. We cannot celebrate that. We can even take side on this. We have to come together.
A high-power Qatar delegation is in Liberia to help in the developmental agenda of the country. Speaking during the delegation first visit to Liberia was the senior strategic planning advisor in Qatar, Fon Samad Franji, who told the government that they are here to work with Liberia, especially by identifying gaps of the government based on its national development plan. Instead, among other things, they will help in addressing issues in Liberia and help educational sectors.
We hope that this delegation brings on board a discussion with the government of Liberia in order to identify how can Qatar work with the government of Liberia in developing particular sectors, mainly in education and health. This is our first visit, and we look forward from this exploratory mission to identify the gaps based on the national development plan that has been put by the Liberian government. So we're here to understand the context, identify the gaps. We're here also to have the first conversation with the Liberian government and take back our recommendations to the capital. And we hope that our intervention will be fast and we establish this relationship very fast and move on to the implementation rapidly. The reason why we have a big delegation is that we wanted to bring all the relevant people from the get-go. So that will cut through bureaucracy and we will make sure that we don't delay our development work from here. So the way we operate is, first we do needs assessment. The way Qatar Fund as a foreign aid agency works, first of all it does needs assessment. It comes to the ground and identify, based on the government priorities, the gaps that we can help in. In addition to that, we have certain priority sectors that we prioritize. They are health and education, primarily, in the context of the human development, which is part and parcel of our mission as Qatar Fund.
Well, in response, Deputy Foreign Affairs Minister Henry formally thanked the delegation and promised to work with his Qatar counterparts in helping to build and further strengthen ties for the benefit of the respective nations and people.
Qatar and Liberia resumed diplomatic relations in June 2011, and since then our bilateral relations have been very cordial. We look forward to the deepening of that partnership, the relations. We have, as you know, we are a post-conflict country. We had our own national experience that lasted 14 years. And so all of our development needs are urgent, as you can see. And so Qatar has been a friend to us. They've made some substantial contribution to us in areas of education as well, telecommunication as well. And we know very well that our discussion was centered around areas of mutual interest. So as we leave from here, all of us can be well informed as to which area we need to go. I would like to note, Excellency Ambassador, that on the agreements, you can rest assured that once we sort of conclude that with His Excellency the President, those agreements will come back to you, and so that we can set a date for us to sign. That's the political consultation as well, the double taxation and agreement on maritime. We are highly elated by your visit, and this for us shows the excellent relationship between Qatar and the Republic of Liberia.
Liberia over the weekend joined her global counterparts in celebrating International Peace Day with the theme Climate Action for Peace. The worldwide call for keen attention in this year's International Peace Day was highlighted in a move to secure safe environment for global dwellers. Speaking at the commemoration ceremony in Monrovia Peace, that's Liberia Peace Ambassador Willon Aratarbert cautioned Liberians to take climate change into consideration.
Here in Liberia, we now acknowledge the clean weather conditions in the coastal regions with flooding, severe storms, and inland, where people are not sure when to plant because dry season and rainy season, the dates and the times have all changed. We now see more flooding, and all the cities, the towns, the villages are being affected. We now know that deforestation as a result of excessive logging and unwarranted burning of land tracts without alternative use causes a problem. It's bad practice for everyone. We now know that where there is no policy in place and no implementation of policy, it affects us all. Climate change affects national and world peace as well as human security. In Liberia, we need to have advocacy and action to develop appropriate response here to climate change. We see how illegal mining in areas of our country is causing pollution in the water, and that's affecting livelihood, it's affecting towns and villages all over the country where water, good drinking water, in some cases may not be available. People have to walk for miles to find water because the mining activities have polluted the water supply.
Also speaking was Swedish Ambassador to Liberia, who assured her government's commitment in helping Liberia address climate change. This is News Today. Angry residents of Dubu Road community Monday staged a street protest calling on national government to pay health workers to ensure they return to work. Currently, several health workers across Liberia are on a go-slow action due to salary delay and other issues. The health workers' decision is now affecting the ordinary people who are feeling the pain in getting needed health services for their people. Here now are some residents of Dubu Road in conversation with the station news.
Normally, are no free where we need help. We want good treatment.
Is that the only way in which you can get treatment?
Yes, we want for the government to come in.
They do it anyway, go to the hospital and then...
We went to the hospital, the people refused to treat us. They said that the government not paying them, so they accept they can treat us. For that reason, that we like in the place. We will be here tomorrow morning, we get money again. We first of all to be here for 1 week or 2 weeks, we'll be on the jet set. We'll be
government will come to our rescue, come pay the cattle there, so we can take the treatment.
What do you live?
I live in Roya. I went for rejection. The CTE rejection, I go Roya.
The situation is wrong. You getting me clear? You cannot have a clinic here is a renowned clinic, hospital in the Republic of Liberia, and there's no drugs. Nothing going on. I want to be better people, then they come into the community, there's nothing there. What do you expect us to do? And other than everybody here, we got family that connected. You understand? So if anything happens, it happened to us. We living right here. Where in the world that you won't tell you be a child, there's no drugs, nothing. What you expect to do? My man, I beg you, man. If you're able to cut, you're leaving.
Who are you talking to?
I'm talking to the president. You want be me or be me? I clear to it. Fine. Yes, because we got two breakdown in the whole country. The health sector and the education sector. So if you can't do it, then you leave it. That's what I'm trying to say. How you getting me clear? I'm out. Okay.
Meanwhile, District 4 Representative Rosterlin Dennis called on her people to remain calm as they are working on modalities to address this situation.
Well, it's not just my district, it's a national concern for the whole country. It's just that I choose to attend to it in my district. There was rumor that about 12 midnight, all health workers will have stop working. So as a representative, I take it as a key issue. So it's just not a district something, it's something that is for the whole country. So right now I'm going to take it seriously because my district is a key point to get access to town, access to most of the country. So just the roadblock, I was already informed and it's already causing problem for everybody. Then someone asked me, when are you taking pay? I too have not taken pay, but I'm still working. So we have to have a solution to the problem because they have right to treatment and those are working too, they have right to their salary. What does this mean for us as a nation of people? Well, it's a hard time, it's a disturbing situation, it's a troubling time now in Liberia. Yeah. So I think national leaders now we need to get together and see how well we can pay the health workers and open even the harmonization came on us as a surprise. If you listen to me, I've been one of the voices. Let's keep the people on harmonized pay until the legislature can pass the budget. So maybe through the strike action, all of the leaders can get together to find a solution.
How you feel to see people in labor pain being denied?
I've been pregnant before, so I can tell you more how I feel so downhearted and broken. So let's get solution to the problem.
Students of the University of Liberia won the march at the Capitol building of the National Legislature, calling for an increment of the budget of the state-run university. The Students' Action Money came in the wake of ongoing hearing of the draft 2019-2020 national budget. According to them, the increment will help the UL in further execution of its academic programs for the benefit of the student body. In quick response, Representative Matthew Joe said the students have a genuine plight, but they should exercise patience as they are working to address said key situation in their interest.
In the presence of all of you, we have submitted our petition. We are giving the authority of the legislature 24 hours to act. 24 hours to give a redress as it relates to a position on our petition. After 24 hours, if nothing is done, to adequately address our concern, we will take the radical stand. That is, we will rally with the students, over 19,000 students of the University of Liberia, to assemble on the grounds of the Capitol with a consistent protestation until the budget of the University of Liberia can be increased.
This government is a government that prioritizes education. And I think the students from the U.S. will be witness of this government. This government has been undertaking a series of projects on behalf of the university students. Like you just spoke of, the free tuition, the internet system that was set up. That is to show to you that this government is actually in the business of prioritizing education within our country. You can speak of the free Wi-Fi and all of those things. And one thing I want to let the student community know is that the budget is still in committee room. And when people surmising, that there have been some reduction, in the U.S. budget, I don't know where the information comes from. But we all need to wait and see, the final, budget to come up and see whether there will be any reduction in the budget of the U.S., which I think that this legislature will never do. If the government does not have plan for our student community, the president would have taken those steps, that have been offered to our students within the country to have some, free tuition.
In a related development, the Sergeant-at-Arms at the House of Representatives Martin Johnson is calling on the police director to beef up the security strength at the House of Representatives. According to him, the persistent unruly behavior by some individuals is unacceptable and will not be tolerated anymore. His statement is in reaction to Monday's students' march at the grounds of the legislature.
Is concerning our institution being vulnerable in terms of security. As you are aware, this morning, while we were upstairs, we learned a group of students under the banner of SOUP entered the premises of the Capitol building, parading, singing slogans, abusing, using some profane languages and what have you. And I would have to say that this should be the very first and last time a group of people will come here with an instrument to deliver to this institution by using profane languages. That would not be tolerated anymore. And because what was exhibited here today by the so-called Student Unification Party of the University of Liberia was not conducive at all. You see, that does not show a mark of an educated person. All of us being at the University of Liberia, that is my alma mater, I did sociology and political science at the University of Liberia. Therefore, I am calling on the police director, Honorable Patrick Sudu, to come to our immediate, rescue to say that they must augment our manpower, security-wise. We need armed men to be very effective immediately, as of today, to man this area for those that want to bring trouble to this our institution. And then I will say, never ever such a behavior be carried out by any group of people. You see, whether you student or now, we don't know. We cannot just see a group of people coming from outside. You don't have identity. You only have, we don't have article. Just see you storm into the place and what have you. Anybody could wear a khaki suit. So if you come here, you don't behave yourself, we give you area to stand, you don't want to stand, then you will meet the wrath of our security network here.
Montserrat County District 16 Representative Dixon Sibo Monday dedicated a rehabilitated market in his district. The dedication follows claims by his people that he allegedly ate the district development fund. Representative Sibo branded the claims as false and misleading and has the ability to tarnish his hard-earned reputation.
This project is one of 3 projects that is being done under the County Social Development Fund. The County Social Development Fund this time around was provided for by China Union, who gave some money that they owe Montserrat County. In this case, we want to thank Montserrat County that made available in terms of appropriation 20,000 to each district and each of the 2 senators and the county office also. When these allotments are made, they are not given to individuals. The county project management team works along with the office of the representative to find respective contractors. And in our case, we ensure that we work with the county, that contractors that will do our work must be contractors that come from our district. That's job creation. And so the county, through a process that is laid down, wherein the contractor must be a registered taxpayer, must have a tax clearance or business registration, granted Salani, which is a business in our district, and the full amount of 20,000 was written in check to the account of Salani. And so Salani, based on her proposal, is doing 3 projects, 2.5 projects actually. This one, a latrine in Burman's Bridge, and part of that funding is going towards the completion of the bridge behind the Kuwait market. These are facts, and we need to make it clear that our administration will not be involved in misappropriation of government funding. As a matter of fact, based on the design, we had to use our personal funds to do the extension that was recommended by the superintendent.
Also speaking at the program was a community resident, Lemons Richardson, who appreciated his lawmakers for his initiative. Mr. Richardson, however, called on his representative to help in the construction of their roads, including other social development needs within their district.
We agree that the standard of this market has been improved, but we want for this market to be de-roofed so that we can have an hostel for the training of people of Simple Bridge. We want for this market in the near future to have the facilities to train our young boys and girls, our women that want to do tailoring, our youth that want to involve themselves into some other productive work, so that we will not just have a market, but we have more than just a market. So we are appealing to the Honorable to improve the facility more than this, so we can have more than just a market for the use of the people of Simple Bridge. We want to recommend during this time that the LMA have been soliciting money from Simple Bridge market over the years. We will carry on any development that is beneficial to the people of Simple Bridge. We want to recommend that this market be turned over to the people of Simple Bridge that will cater to meaningful development in Simple Bridge. Entirely, the road that leading to this market is deplorable. We are asking the Honorable to please rehabilitate our road.
With the dedication of rehabilitated market there in Montserrat, that's how we come to the close of this news presentation. But before we go home here, once again, the headlines. Liberian community in Minnesota, the USA, and joint prayer service for some 28 fire victims in Liberia with a call for government to investigate the situation thoroughly. Angry residents of Duber Road community Monday staged a street protest calling on national government to pay health workers to ensure they return to work. University of Liberia students petition lawmakers for budgetary allotment for the institution. And I want to say thanks for your viewing pleasure. My name is Dr. Mashiman. To have yourself a wonderful Monday evening.